Hi, this is Hamada and welcome to Final 50. Now, Lisbon's fast becoming one of my favorite cities in Europe, not least of which because of the culture and the history, but the food, the monuments, the walkability, just the overall vibe of the city. So here I'm going to take you on a tour of one of my favorite cities in Europe, as well as a sneak peek into some other cool things you can do in Portugal. If you want a broad overview of the different neighborhoods in Lisbon, use the yellow trams. They're a really cool, inexpensive, and interconnected way to see the city. All right, a little tour on that awesome car tram. It's been around forever here, and you can see them coming all around. Really, really cool. You can also use the tuk-tuks, which you can find in the different tourist hotspots, and use those to zoom all around the city to get a good taste of what the city has to offer. This is the older part of Lisbon, and what's really cool about European capitals and especially older cities is you can see like the maze style of the houses. It's not grid, it's just tiny little streets put together because they didn't have the kind of urban planning system they have now. So this is probably one of the coolest ones I've seen of Lisbon. And you can see over there a bridge that's kind of similar to the Golden Gate Bridge. It was built, they say, by the same engineers, built within 6 months of the due date and on budget, which is crazy for these parts. It's also important to explore Lisbon by foot, so you can get a good taste of everything that the city has on offer. From delicious desserts and cafes, to eclectic street performances, markets, to parks all over the city, as well as restaurants with delicious food, and of course the art and architecture and historical monuments that dot the capital and makes Lisbon such an incredible place to visit. You can also see is an arc that was to commemorate the 1755 earthquake that pretty much leveled the city, and this whole city reinvented itself. But you get a good sense of the center of town, right next to the water. Don't be fooled, there's a river, the ocean. Lisbon, like other European capitals and major cities, is a great place to run. That way you can explore the city while getting a good workout. Running into Cascais, a really cool part of outer Lisbon, probably an old fishing town. Really, really beautiful. Trying to get my exercise in for the trip, and what you can see here, what's really cool, is if anybody's been to Rio, they'll recognize this flooring. Pretty much the same pattern that you'll see in the Copacabana beach area. Never stop exercising wherever in the world you go. Because of the history of Lisbon and all the different races, nationalities, and identities that live in the city, the food culture is unbelievable. One thing that everybody has to try when they come to Lisbon is the Pasteis de Nata. It's a nice little dessert to have with coffee, and you can find it in all kinds of different cafes in the city. This is pastéis, one of the famous desserts of Portugal, and this is where it all started, over here. So let's see how it tastes. If you want to get a good overview of all the different types of cuisine and tastes of Portugal, go to Time Out Market in Lisbon. It's in the center of town and it has about 40 different restaurants where you can try all kinds of things from custard tarts to shellfish, wines to cheeses. Definitely worth a visit. Near the river on the west part of Lisbon is LX Factory. It used to be an old historical industrial complex and manufacturing area that was converted into really cool shops, restaurants, bars, cantinas, and a lot of art installations. Make sure to check out the bookstore and also a restaurant that has a boxing ring right in the middle of it. If you have time, cross the April 25th Bridge or the mini Golden Gate Bridge to the other side of Lisbon, where there's some incredible beaches, including Praia de Sao Joao and other beaches there, which are hip, cool, with a lot of awesome restaurants. But be warned, the water is cold. At night, Lisbon comes to life. All the different neighborhoods celebrate the evening in different ways. From the bars that line up Pink Street and its iconic umbrellas, to Chiado, a really cool hip area where people flow into the streets to sing and dance on the weekends. If you have a few extra days and want to check other parts of Portugal, then make sure to go to the south to the Algarve, where there's some incredible rock formations and beaches. Or go to the north to the Douro Valley, which specializes in port wine. But what's even more incredible about the place is seeing a river cut right through a wine valley, where on either side are vineyards straight up into the mountains. Also, there are some incredible restaurants all along the river, something definitely worth seeing and exploring when you have a chance and visit Portugal. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tour of Lisbon and likewise fell in love with it, given its history, its food, its music, its culture, that overall incredible vibe that Lisbon brings to all its tourists and visitors from around the world. Make sure to check out our blog, which complements this vlog, and I look forward to seeing you on my next journey.